It's hard to imagine water without the Loretto volunteers now that we've had so many. I think all the volunteers are terrific, not only for the community and for themselves, but I think for the organizations they work for. And I can say now, almost 10 years into our experience with Loretto, that we are shaped by Loretto values as our mission evolves as water. We are shaped by Loretto relationships, especially with some of the leadership and people who have worked on the volunteer program like Mallory and others. And we have been shaped deeply by the volunteers, each of whom has brought a particular skill and talent, and all of them a great willingness to bring those skills and talents to the service of the mission of water, which is to bring feminist social justice work in combination with feminist religious values.
I cannot think of one Loretto volunteer who has not been a perfect match for us. Each one has taken us in new directions, as Mary has said.
When I think of the Loretto history that I know and the Loretto trajectory that I can imagine and to which I'm committed, I think that the volunteers are really the linchpin between the history of Loretto and the trajectory of the Loretto charism into the years to come. And I know Loretto doesn't use the word charism, we only have our work and blah, blah. But I think the real issue is that the values and the spirit of Loretto, the way in which we embody those values of love and justice and of the importance of education and social outreach, I think all of those things are embodied in the volunteers, and that as they continue not only in their volunteer year or years, as in the case of Hannah Dorfman and Kathy Jaski here, but as they emerge into other careers and families and so forth as life goes on, we will see those Loretto/water values lived out in absolute relief. And I think that's just the terrific legacy of the program, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of it, to play a small part here in the Washington area.
Many people ask, so Mary and Diane, you're kind of getting a little older, 35 years of water's history now. What about the future? And my response this past year has been, don't know what the future's going to bring, not ready to pass the light yet, but when it's time, I know that of those 85 plus volunteers, interns that water has had, I can think of several who would be appropriate as the next co-directors of water, and several of those are Loretto volunteers. So thank you for all the history, all the future, all the generations that are ready to take on and are taking on the work of social justice for all of us.